Hi guys, in today's video we're going to talk about the Flammed 5-stroke roll, but first I would like to say that my field guide to 50 drum rudiments is now available for sale. I'll have a link down below where you can get it. You could also just check my website bloomdrums.com for where that's being sold. But this book is going to be really helpful if you're needing to understand rudimental drumming at a really basic level. There are actually more than 50 rudiments in here, but it's going to have 50 different chapters on different normal types of rudiments in the American style, some hybrids, some normal rudiments, and it really goes through them well. And we're going to demonstrate that by the main point of this video. We're going to go through number 46 in here, which is the Flammed 5-stroke roll, or the Flam 5. And I'll put these exercises up on the screen here where it'll be easier to read them. You won't have to try to squint at the book. But we're going to go through just every exercise that I have in here such that you can hopefully figure it out, emulate it, and understand how to do it, where it comes from, stuff like that. So the Flam 5-stroke roll is a hybrid rudiment in the American paradigm, in that it's hybridizing the 5-stroke roll and the Flam, but it is also a common rudiment in Germany and Prussia, where it's called the Deutsche Ruff, and in the Netherlands it's called the Wiefslag, and in Switzerland it's called the Fünfer Ruff. Anyway, there's a bunch of places in Europe where this is super common, well before the concept of hybrid rudiments was invented at all. And it's not very hard, we're just adding that grace note to the normal 5-stroke roll. So, a normal 5-stroke roll, as we probably know, has 5 notes in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 2 doubles and a single. We're just going to add a grace note to the front of that, making it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Essentially a cheese, a flam onto a double, followed by a double, and then a single. We can also play it in a triplet rhythm instead of the 8th and 16th. And it just ends up being closer together. Okay, that's all starting from the downbeat. We can also play this rhythm starting from the upbeat, or in triplets. And it's the same exact rhythm either way. We can talk about the basic strokes of it. The way we were playing it before was the accent on the beginning with the Flam, but now we're going to put the accent on the end, and we'll just talk about the basic strokes of that one, which is to have a Flam, so you need to set up with a high hand and a low hand. Of course, low hand will play a tap, and then the high hand plays a double where it's a tap followed by an upstroke, and that's important because then we're going to have a tap and an upstroke, and then the accent needs to be a downstroke. So then, of course, we're in another Flam position here where we're going to play a tap, a down, up, a tap and an up, and then a downstroke. But that leaves us in this Flam position so that we can get back to the Flam at the beginning of every iteration. So if we go to the single hand exercise, this really breaks down what your hands are doing individually. And in the first measure here, we have 1 and 2 E, 1 and 2 E. Of course, we will repeat that a bunch of times. Then there's the left-handed version of this, which would be 1 E, 2 and, 1 E, 2 and. And when we put those together, that's how you get the entire rudiment. But of course, we got to start on the left hand. So in the next line, 1 and 2 E, 1 and 2 E. Repeat that ad nauseum. And then the right hand, 1 E, 2 and, 1 E, 2 and. And if we could do all of that, then we should be able to put it back together. We have a 2-hand exercise here now, and the 2-hand exercise starts out without the Flam and without the doubles. So all it is right, left, right, left. 1 E and, 2 E and. Which is simple enough. And we're going to add to that the Flam. So again, simple enough. Then we're going to play 5-stroke rolls. So on and so forth. Those are pretty basic. And then only when you've played all of the component parts are we going to put it together into the full thing. So on and so forth. So that gives you every iteration of with and without the doubles, with and without the grace notes, and then all together. And of course, the last thing we have for this particular rudiment is a skill build-up where we're going to increase the speed. So if we start nice and slow, hopefully we won't get going too fast at the end. So Flam right, right, left, left, right, rest, flam, left, left, right, right, left, rest, eighth notes, 16ths, 30 seconds. And of course you can loop that back around and go through all the different speeds. And if you feel good about it, you can start faster, and then of course you will end significantly faster as well. And that is about it in there, because of course this book has already taught the flam and the 5-stroke roll at this point, so we're assuming that you're competent at that before you would go on and play the flammed 5-stroke roll. But there are a bunch of things in there that when you really break it down into the one hand, or you take the accents away, or you take the doubles away, or you take the flams away, and then you put it back together, it leads to a cleaner, more fluid sounding flammed 5-stroke roll, which in real repertoire could be quite fast and interspersed with all kinds of other things around it. And so you need to have those basic skills really handled before you can say that, yeah, you're really good at the flam 5-stroke roll. So check the link below for where to get a copy of this, including my website, bloomdrums.com, and some other places. Also, note that I'm now a Vader endorser, so if you're going to buy sticks or pads, I'm going to suggest Vader, and it's a good pairing with this book. You can also get my app at rudimentia.com, which is going to have, I think, the flam 5-stroke roll in it, even though it isn't specifically designed to go with this book. The same bunch of these rudiments are in the other book that it is designed to go with. So you can also get that, and it will help you practice with a metronome that you can do all kinds of cool things with. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.